Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Higan Eruthyll video. Alright, today's video we're going to talk about a little bit of tips, extra advice for you guys if you guys are starting the game. Hopefully, as someone that's been playing the game since soft launch and has a soft launch account, I will be able to give you guys some mistakes that, I've made throughout playing the game, and hopefully you guys are able to avoid as well. So, let's jump into it. First things first, if you guys don't know already, you have to come here to the bundle. There's this thing that you can obtain every single day called the free daily standard supply pack. Always come here, get this for free. It's available there every single day. Simple, do that every single day. Number two, something that you also want to incorporate every single day is, do you guys know that the lobby character that you put right here has affinity increase if you click on them? Simply tap on this girl right here. This is Screamer. You can see I get 20 affinity. Alright. So it might not be much, but it stacks up over the course of days, weeks, months. You're gonna get the affinity up, and keep in mind, affinity equals more stats if you guys are not aware, right? So let me show you guys right here. You can see my Medea has affinity 10, and you can see a lot of stats have been obtained throughout ever since. Some of these I've unlocked. You get some HP, some AP, and definitely it goes up to 30, it seems like. So quite a lot of stats to not miss out on there, especially for your favorite characters. Put them on your home screen so that you can click on them every single day. Now, one more thing is the lamp tea party. You can see this thing right here. My face cam might be blocking. Let me just close it up. You can see 3 attempts every single day. Make sure you guys do this. This will also increase your affinity with the said character. Obviously, you can't really skip this, but feel free to do this every single day as well. This will improve your character stats over time. Okay, you can see plus 800 just like that, almost to affinity rank 11. So 3 favorite characters, obviously you want to do this every single day. Now next up, beginner tips that maybe I've heard a lot of people say this before. Focus on 4 characters in the beginning. Now, this is going to be something that you will feel the pinch later on into the mid game, because leveling up characters actually takes a lot of resources, and to get those resources you take a lot of stamina, and stamina is gated if you're free to play, and you guys know how it is, right? So for example, like some of these characters, if I want to upgrade my Surslot right here, this one is fine, but once you reach certain threshold of every couple of levels, you need to be able to ascend them, right? So for example, the ascension materials, these are the ones that you need to farm in some of the story stages, in some of the Rhapsody stages. You can just click on them and they will bring you to the particular stage, right? But ideally, these are the things that's going to get you for the longest time. So my advice is, at least early on, try to focus on 4 characters first. If you try to spread out to too many characters, it's going to start biting you. Once you get into the mid game, you will feel like you can't progress as much. Now next up, let's talk about play. A lot of people don't know how important plays are. So plays are basically this thing right here. If you guys notice, this is called a play. Play are basically equipments, artifacts for your characters to improve their stats overall. As you can see right now, some of these play, this is all I have on certain characters. Ideally, you want to power them up, but obviously early on, you're going to run out of resources as well. Like I mentioned, it's quite easy to run out of resources when you upgrade these things. So notice there's a couple of things. There's upgrade, there's excel. Basically, you need dupes for this one, duplicate, to basically be able to increase the level cap. There's adapt, and there's sign. So when you upgrade your play, you can use these materials right here. So you are going to run out of these materials pretty easily. So make sure you guys be really careful, be selective with which play you upgrade. Each character can equip 3 different section of play. So one is for the pro, called the prologue. One is for the int, called the interlude, and one is for the fin, which is the finale, right? So obviously, it's like a musical term, pretty much. You can see there's set bonus, 2 set, 3 set, you get increased etc, right? But notice one thing here, each play gives different stats, and that's how you want to know which one you want to prioritize. The prologue always will give the HP stats, alright? And then the middle one, the interlude, will always give AD or AP, which you want to keep in mind, which is the attack power. Alright, and then the third one, the finale, will give armor and magic resistance. So obviously, upgrade your play selectively if you can early on, because you won't have enough resources to upgrade everything evenly. For example, this is Gildan. Gildan is a very good tank. Alright, so as a tank, you ideally want to prioritize this particular one, which gives her armor, magic rest, and also this particular one, the prologue, which gives HP. So as for the interlude, the AD, damage is always good, but because she's not a damage dealer, she's mostly a tank, I would highly prioritize, you know, focusing selectively on the finale and the prologue. Use your other resources to upgrade for damage dealers in the interlude section. Speaking of which, one more important thing is about this particular thing called the AD and the AP. What the heck is AD? What the heck is AP? So I think to sum it up, AD is basically used for physical damage dealers and AP is for magical damage dealers. Alright, so basically you can have a look at right here. Euphoria, notice, alright, her stat is AD. She has 866 AD. Now for someone like Leaf, she's a healer, so she uses AP. So based on the class right here, you can see most Guardian, all the Guardian, Hoplite, Assassin, Ranger, all of these classes seems to use AD, as you can see right there, right? And then as for the caster, all the casters seems to be using AP. And same applies for the Edutrix, which is the healers. They seem to be using the AP stat as well. Now this is where a couple of things comes in. When you're equipping some of this particular play, you got to pay attention to some of the stats that they give. For example, this one, Medea, which I think all of us have right now, you get her for free, right? Notice if I give her the Carlotta particular play, the interlude for Carlotta actually gives AD. If you look at the stats, she has very low AD. Let me click on more stats. Notice she only has 164 AD as opposed to AP. So this one is actually very, very bad for her. So you want a play that increase AP. So for example, this particular one, right, Dr. Gongsun, you can see this one increase AP. So this is going to be able to boost her damage. This is the correct play to equip on Medea, but I do not have 2-piece for this particular one. So definitely something to pay attention to. Same goes for your AD characters. For example, Euphoria, right? So you do want to equip something like this particular play on her because this one increased AP. And as you can see, she has 0 AP. So pay very close attention to this particular one. It's going to mostly affect the interlude play. The prologue and the finale is not affected as much. Now next up, let's talk about this particular one called the Sign. Notice there's Excel, Adapt, and Sign. Now Sign is something that you want to be really careful. Notice some play will be able to give you more stats. If you sign them, you're gonna need this particular currency that you can only obtain in certain places, right? For example, Exchange Shop and Mesmerizing Labyrinth. Now this particular one, basically if you sign the play, this play will give bonus stats right here. You can see about 10% or so if you equip on this particular character, Euphoria. So basically if you sign the play to that character, you can still unequip them as far as I know and equip to other characters, but the bonuses don't carry over. So basically you are restricting the play to that particular character. So be very careful if you are doing that early on. I would suggest to only save that material for the 5-star play that you will obtain later on. So I highly recommend avoid doing any signing in the early game. Alright, just stick to what you have for now because most of us only have like 3-star or 4-star plays for the timing. Alright, so last but not least is going to be on your skills. Now skills is ideally very important. If you boost skills, you ideally boost your character's damage overall. Now, something that I have been doing in my soft launch account is leveling up all the skills equally. And ideally, that is not how you want to approach the game because you are going to use pretty much the same materials. Like I mentioned, stamina is going to be a huge gate. You guys will know, you guys will probably feel it already. As you can see, you're going to need all of these materials, right? Sure, some of it you can craft, but still, you're going to be consuming stamina to get all of these up. So if you guys are not aware by now, every character has an active skill, an ultimate skill, basic attack, and passive, right? So most of the time, you want to prioritize the active skill first. Alright, so this is the one that you want to pour more investments into because this will, you are going to activate your active skill multiple times in a battle. Whereas your ultimate skill is something that you only activate maybe once, maybe twice per battle, depending, right? So something that you want to keep in mind is always prioritize accordingly, right? For example, this is Leaf right here, right? So Leaf is a healer. So her basic attack doesn't really do much, so I don't have to prioritize as much in upgrading her basic attack. So focus on her ultimate and her active skill. So try to be more selective, especially like I mentioned early on, you will run out of resources easily. Stamina is going to be a huge gate. For example, Medea, her skill is really strong. You can see I've already upgraded mine to level 6. I've left her ultimate at level 5. Okay, so last tip for you guys is going to be in this particular daily. If you guys aren't aware yet, you're gonna get this thing every single day. So this thing right here, the thing called Tia's Reminiscence. Notice this one expires every 7 days. So you guys are going to get this from your daily. Every single day you're gonna get at least one. And make sure you guys consume it because it does expire. Alright, it doesn't last forever. So if you go here, you can see this my storage. You can see this one 4 days expire. This one will expire in 5 days. This one will expire in 6 days. So this thing is used in the Mesmerizing Labyrinth. Let me show you Realm of Fighters, this particular one, to be able to farm place. So make sure you guys consume this every single day. And depending on the drop, right, you can see the place drop differs from day to day. So depending on which particular play you want, try to strategize your farming a little bit since it does expire in 1 week. If there's anything that you want to focus, like let's say you want this particular one, you know, where it increase armor by 10%, very good for tanks, like for Gildan for example, then focus it, use all of it on Friday and farm this out. Make sure you guys use this material, very important, again like I mentioned, to be able to obtain place, and also those things do expire. So stamina pots is also something that you don't want to keep for too long because I'm sure you guys play other games where stamina pots, usually a lot of players like to try to stack up or save them for events, but in this game, they do expire. You can see this stamina Aether Enhancer where it gives you 100 Aether or stamina. It's expiring in 9 days. So hopefully you guys are aware of that. So those are pretty much my tips for you guys. Hopefully this will help you guys to, you know, improve and try to min-max on your account. Hopefully avoid any of the mistakes that I mentioned. And hey, if you guys find this helpful, feel free to subscribe, give this video a like. If you have any questions, leave it below in the comment section. I'll try to read them. As always, have a nice day. Goodbye.